Hello there, listeners, and welcome back to the Crystal Cove Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Braxton, and I'm happy to welcome you guys back to the podcast. And today, I just want to talk to you guys about music again. I want you guys to leave in the description. Tell me what kind of music you guys like. I would love to do that because I want this podcast, like I've said before, I don't want it to be one-sided. I want to be able to communicate with my audience. I want to be able to communicate with people who listen. Anyway, I've listened to a lot of new music lately, because of the whole COVID thing. I've been into older music. I've been getting back into Maroon 5. They're actually very, very good. They're actually fairly underrated, but they're actually very, very good. Like that song, Maps. That's actually a good thing with film. If you guys, I want to suggest it's called Maps by Maroon 5. It's a great song, but I recommend the music video as well. Because the music video is actually spins back around to the main topic of this podcast, which is film. And it's actually a very good example of good film. Like, they probably didn't have the biggest budget for that music video, but they made it look really good. They were able to, show the pain that he was going through in the matter of 2 to 4 minutes. I mean, for me, I think that is awesome that they were able to explain a story that would probably take a large short film, but really technically I wouldn't classify it as a short film. Any music video, I guess it depends what's in it or what's around it. Well, thing that I love about that music video is it shows the end of the story first. It shows, okay, this is some spoilers, okay? So if you don't want to hear this, you can stop now. You can go watch the music video, listen to the song, and then you can come back. But if you want to just sit back and relax and enjoy the podcast and let me talk about it, that's fine too. Okay. Well, it starts out, it's about this guy who has a girlfriend, and he goes to a party. They're getting ready for a party, okay? And then they go to the party. Then she sees him kissing another girl. So she leaves mad. She gets hassled by this guy on the street, which causes her to be distracted, and she gets hit by a truck. Then, after hearing about what had happened, the guy rushes to the hospital and sees her right before she dies. Now, here's the thing that would be a normal story. I told it in order right then. It's not in order. But it doesn't seem crazy in the music video. It doesn't seem out of order. It seems like the perfect order for that story. It starts out him showing up to the hospital and finding her, being hurt and in the emergency room. Then it goes, if I remember correctly, then from there it goes and shows them getting ready for the party. Then it shows her getting hurt. Then it shows him rushing very, very fast. Now, I don't know if that's the correct order. But the fact that they did it in a non-correct order, but it was still a lovely order. And it's just a very, very good music video. And you guys should definitely watch it. And I want to suggest a few other songs by them. Misery. Telephone, that is a good one. They have some really, really good music. Also, there's a movie that came out a few years ago. It's unrelated to this, but there's a movie that came out a few years ago, and I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's actually it's actually pretty good. It is called Crawl. It's about a girl who is stuck in a flood, and there's a bunch of crocodiles from the swamp that swim into her neighborhood. And it's just a thriller with crocodiles. And it seems simple enough. The premise is simple enough, but they execute the factor of like putting you on the edge of your seat very well in that movie. You know, that goes back to one of the topics we previously talked about, which is suspense. And also how stress can be eloquently done in film and not make people not enjoy it. Actually ends up making people enjoy it more, surprisingly. On the other hand, it's been a long day, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope every single one of you that listen to this podcast had a very, very good day. And I hope all the days coming this week and coming next week and so on and so on, I hope you enjoy them even more than you did today. We did have some snowfall here where I live. It was awesome. School did not get out, sadly, though. I did see some kids throwing snowballs, which was epic. I didn't get to do it, but hopefully it snows a little bit more tomorrow, and I'll just pummel some people with snowballs. Oh man, that's gonna be fun, hopefully. By the way, I don't know if I'm switching between topics too hastily. Hope that ain't bothering nobody. But anyway, other news about in movies. Apparently, there's going to be a new Spider-Man movie coming out with Tom Holland. I'm excited for that. After the last one ended on that cliffhanger, you know. I'm not going to give any spoilers in case anyone's not seen it. But it's very, very good. Apparently in the new one, there's rumors of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire returning as Spider-Man, as like a kind of Spider-Verse thing, which is good. It dives back into that thing I talked about a few episodes before. I talked about Spider-Verse and expectations. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. If it doesn't end up having them, and it is just a rumor, I'm probably going to enjoy it either way. I really hope they don't dive right into the whole Spider-Man on the run thing. I want them to dive in. I want them to spend more time with Peter than Spider-Man. I know that is probably there are probably a large amount of people who disagree me on that one. But what I mean by that is I feel like I would greatly enjoy Peter Parker trying to enjoy his life and trying to figure out a way past this, other than it being solved in a matter of minutes and the film carrying on as normal and him being Spider-Man for the rest of the thing. I'd like to see him and his friends struggle with the fact that everyone knows that he is Spider-Man and that everything's going to change. I don't want them to limit this possible stress. I want them to limit I don't want them to be like, oh, well, everybody knows that don't matter, because it does. It's Spider-Man. You know? It's not Iron Man. You know? It's not Captain America. It's Peter Parker. It's Spider-Man. I guess that's what makes Peter Parker or Spider-Man a very relatable character. Because he's not just a superhero. He's a kid that wasn't necessarily chosen. He's a kid that was just, I guess you would say, in the right place at the right time. But I guess in some situations he probably feels that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's just a very, very relatable character. He's a normal kid. He's trying to enjoy his life. And he's got a big responsibility on his shoulders. That could be compared to a lot of kids who struggle with that kind of thing. Me included. I guess that's about it I got to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest installment of the Crystal Cove Podcast. And I hope you guys join me for another session, possibly Wednesday or Friday. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys again then.